demonstrated a use case where, for example, you have an online shop with like WooCommerce and you have some products like a t-shirt and you have an image of a t-shirt. You could just type, make someone wear the t-shirt, and it would create an image with like an actual person wearing the t-shirt for your store. And you don't need a model anymore.
First and foremost, how do you see AI transforming traditional WordPress workflows? Since a lot of folks like to use tools generically and workflows generically, I want to dive into specifics. And, I'm quite interested on the image and video transformations that may occur in WordPress via AI. I'm going to toss this over to Pascal first, because you're the AI Google troublemaker.
Starting with the hard questions, I see. Image transformation, that's probably like one of the newer topics, because even though it has been around also for a few years, like, quality wasn't that great. But right now, like, quality is so good and the ease of access is there as well. So at the CloudFest hackathon, we demonstrated a use case where, for example, you have an online shop with like WooCommerce, you're a store owner, and you have some products like a t-shirt and you have an image of a t-shirt, and you could just type, like, make someone wear the t-shirt, and it would create an image with like an actual person wearing the t-shirt for your store. And you don't need a model anymore to do that. So it's pretty amazing.
There goes Joost's side career as t-shirt model.
Yeah, the large size ones. That was one of the things that actually blew my mind when we got that working, because it was actually, and I think that's one of the testaments to how powerful AI actually is. It was fairly simple to get to that point through model context protocol, but it was actually, because you can just type and tell your website what to do. And I think that in many ways that's probably going to change a lot of how we interact with these things. One of the things I wonder a lot about is whether we actually will be working as hard on the interfaces that we're working on now to tell people how to do things. Make all of the different options that a CMS like WordPress has available to a user in a way that they can find it easily. And now they just have to say what they want. And if then the AI knows about how it can do that, then it will do it.
Will there be products and solutions where you don't even need to say it? I mean, I love this, t-shirt store idea with being able to drop in, I'll say an avatar at the moment, not a real person, but an avatar that looks very real, just to be a stickler. Will there be workflows and tools and automations that once you sign up for that site, they'll automatically know who you are and maybe even creepily scrape the internet to drop you into that t-shirt?
Or you could provide the image yourself and say, how would that look on me? The only scary bit there is that you have to get the sizing right. And that's, of course, still a thing that AI might struggle with a bit. But there's really no reason why you couldn't do that. There's already quite a few things out there where you take a picture of your room and it helps you rearrange that room or redecorate. With AI imaging.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of those things where I can see also the interface for the customer change, where it becomes more of a chatbot experience and a bit more of a chat experience, maybe real-time actual chat instead of a website where you click around.
So, those are some of the customer experience benefits, and we'll call them workflows. But when I think of traditional workflows, it's logging into WP admin, clicking the, post button, typing in content in Gutenberg, because I do actually really like Gutenberg. Sorry, all you haters. How can AI make that entire process better, faster, stronger for folks like me who are used to, sort of doing it the manual way?
Great question. So for being able to have the AI make it easier to work with all that, it's all about providing the context and the understanding for the AI to learn how the sites are built and like how you construct sites in Gutenberg or another page builder. I tested some of the solutions that exist out there. I know there's like another one from WordPress.com that just launched this week. And it's pretty amazing what you can do already with these tools, like setting up a site and chatting with the AI to modify things. What I don't like there is like you still have to chat, and to your point, Robert, like I would maybe see like a version where you can just talk, so you have like some speech recognition, so you can just share your thoughts out loud. Because I don't like where you have to like, oh, please make this column like 20 pixels wider or something like that. That's just not useful.
Well,
No, I
definitely one of
agree.
the things I see in workflow, and I kind of left this out as part of the traditional workflow, but certainly a lot of folks are going in and then also doing the SEO work while they're creating those posts and pages and all that. And you've definitely had a hand in it in the last few years, Joost. And how do you see that becoming transformational and more productive for content creators?
Well, I think there's an underlying question there, but we'll get to that in a bit. I think it can help with that fairly easily, right? AI can help you create an excerpt for content very easily. You can say, hey, give me 10 potential meta descriptions for this, and just pick one, or say, okay, I want a bit more data. And so it can definitely make those processes faster and easier. I think the larger question is whether all of that work is going to be as valuable as it has been in the last decade, in the coming decade. Because I don't think, and basically the entire paradigm of search is changing. So all three of us started our online careers searching in Google for single or multiple words. My kids are already talking to their devices and are already learning a very different way of interfacing with those tools. And everyone who's learning ChatGPT at a young age is not going to go back and suddenly type in 3-word queries into Google. So all of that changes a lot, and I think that has a very deep impact on search itself, and also on what is still really necessary for you to do. I still think that good content is going to be important, right? So good content where you actually show your expertise and where you actually help people find answers to their questions is always going to be valuable. But whether all the specific optimizations are still as worthwhile is a question that I don't really have the answer to at the moment.
Yeah, I've stopped, using the Boolean operators in Google the last few years. For all those who have been using Google since day one, or Ask Jeeves or Alta Vista, if we can go that far back. But I'm not putting in quote Yoast end quote plus site colon Emilia Capital to get information, and I don't think really anyone's doing that anymore. Yoast
Well, it still happens a lot, but that's changed. So
summary.
these things, yeah, but these things don't. So these things don't change that quickly. I think it's always underestimated how long it takes for people to change those behaviors. So some people will still do that, but the entire new generation that's coming online is really dealing differently with those things. And in fairness, also in quite a lot of ways, not searching in Google, but in other places. So either in ChatGPT, but also one of the things that my kids do immediately when they have to figure out how to do something is they search on YouTube. They don't search on Google. And I can't even really blame them. They want to see a video of how to do it. Well, then YouTube is probably the better search engine. So
Yeah, and we talked about that even yesterday at another session about how Gemini can scrape through all the YouTube videos and get you the content exactly what you want it to be.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we could do from that, and I think we're really at the very, very early stages of what this all could become. Google actually launched something pretty cool. I don't know if you can talk about that already, Pascal, but the new agent-to-agent thing I saw yesterday was actually very cool.
Well, now that you bring it up, Joost, Pascal has to talk about it.
Well, I mean, I can't really talk about it because I've learned about it as you did, like seeing tweets and announcements.
Yeah.
It's it's definitely a really interesting development because it's similar to MCP, but it's like a bit bigger because you're not just talking to like APIs and getting data from somewhere, but it's like agents talking to other agents and they can organize stuff for you. So when you're, I don't know, maybe not just for searching, but like if you want to get some stuff done and the AI knows like, oh, there's like another agent that can do this. You can offload that work and they can collaborate. It's a bit weird because you offload some stuff and then it's like, oh, let me get a colleague to do this, and it's like it's a bit scary maybe.
Is that like that weird video meme of the two AIs talking to each other and then they create their own language where they're just squeaking back and forth?
Yeah.
That's definitely going to happen.
Well, I think Pascal's telling us it is happening. We just don't know about it as quickly as we would like to.